You're listening to the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast.
What is up, everybody? You are checking out the Uncensored Pro Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, The Hot Commodity, and C, joined by the current WWE pay-per-view champion and my own Hot Commodity. Ant, how you doing?
I'm all right. What's up?
Well, it's draft season. We made it through the first episode of the draft of WWE Friday Night SmackDown from April 26,
And
2024.
not to be a downer, but it's not been very exciting.
No, it definitely.
I'm hoping tomorrow something is going to happen.
I hope so too with Raw. But yeah, this is the first episode of the draft. I kind of had a feeling nothing big was going to happen because they usually do this when it comes to the draft. But SmackDown's live in Cincinnati, Ohio. And we see Paul Heyman walking backstage talking to Caleb Braxton. And Paul says, "Your tribal chief, Roman Reigns, has withdrawn from eligibility from the WWE Draft. Whoever are the first two drafts will make history in a brand new era." So that means I'm guessing that Roman does not want to be drafted. So he is currently filming something. I saw like a picture of him on a set of a show. So he's going to be out for a while. So I guess that's why they didn't have him as an option, because I'm assuming people would say, why wasn't Roman picked? So I think they had to do that.
And all the champions are not eligible for draft, which is new this year. And as well, kind of a spoiler alert, but Bloodline stays in SmackDown, so it kind of makes sense for the storyline.
Yep. So we start out the draft with Corey Graves coming out, welcoming us to the draft. And then he calls out AJ Styles and the WWE World Champion Cody Rhodes, Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes. They both sit down at different tables for their contract signing for their match at Backlash. AJ says, "Before I sign this, we have two Georgia boys mixing it up for the first time at Backlash. Dusty Rhodes taught us how to stand on our own 2 feet and be the men we are today. I learned a lot from your dad. He taught me how to carry myself. This is worth more than the weight in gold, and at Backlash, we'll see if you can carry it." Cody says, "Everyone respects you, and I respect the road you took to get here. That goes to the wayside at Backlash. You're implying I can't carry the weight of this championship. It's not about winning the title. It's about keeping it. We have never touched before. No matter how phenomenal you are, this is a must-win for me." AJ says, Cody, it was beautiful to see you finish the story, and it's a shame it will end at Backlash." And then AJ and Cody shake hands and leaves. Who do you think won in this sort of promo battle here for the contract?
I guess Cody. I mean, it really wasn't that much of a battle. Like, I thought he was going to go a little more into detail and say something about Dusty, but he didn't. And I don't know. I'm not too thrilled about Cody's first big endeavor being AJ Styles.
I think they'll have a good match, but I feel like the storylines have been kind of vague after WrestleMania. They're kind of just doing like contenders matches to earn it rather than there actually being a story for it.
Yeah.
But they'll have a good match. So Triple H comes out and he has Cody Rhodes come to the podium, and he wants Cody to read the names of the draft for SmackDown, and he's going to read for Raw. So the first pick for SmackDown in the draft is Bianca Belair. And then he says that, and then Triple H reads that Raw has Jey Uso. Cody then says SmackDown has Carmelo Hayes and Raw has Seth Rollins. So far, Bianca Belair and Carmelo Hayes are on SmackDown, and Raw has Jey Uso and Seth Rollins. So what do you think about those?
Which is everybody saying where they are.
Pretty much. So that's kind of corny, right? You think they should?
Yeah, I mean, the first two should have been people like something different. I mean, it's like big news. Everything's staying the same.
Pretty much. I'm surprised that they went with those two as the first picks too. Carmelo Hayes comes out, and Carmelo Hayes says, "When they talk about who's the hottest out, it's Carmelo Hayes. Cody, ever since you won the title, you say if you come for the king, you can't miss. When I shoot, I don't miss. I want to shoot my shot against you, and Cody says you're on. So tonight, Cody Rhodes will take on Carmelo Hayes. Were you excited to see Carmelo Hayes on SmackDown right away?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen him on before,
Mm-hmm.
but it was cool. I think he'll do well.
Yep, I was excited to see him come out. Next, we have a tag match: Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee defeating Legado del Fantasma after Rey hits a 619 and Dragon Lee lands a Project Dragon. After the match, Santos Escobar and Elektra Lopez come out. Santos says, "I am many things, but a liar I am not. When I said I did not attack Dragon Lee, I meant it. However, I got security footage. What you're going to see, Ray, you're going to find interesting." And we see footage of Carlito attacking Dragon Lee backstage.
I am shocked.
And then we come back to SmackDown, and Carlito hits Dragon Lee with a backstabber, and he runs off. So why do you think everyone keeps screwing over Ray and the LWO?
I don't know. I think it's a lack of storyline.
Yeah.
So I think they just, keep having people screw them over.
Yeah.
I think they need to do something with him and Dom. I don't know. I keep saying I think eventually Dom's going to run out. And
Well, Dom is out supposedly for a long time. With
yeah,
this
his
arm
arm
injury.
too. Him and Rhea both.
So
We'll see.
But yeah, we like you said, it's not surprising that Carlito was the one who attacked. We kind of had that idea going into WrestleMania, but now we all know it was definitely Carlito who attacked Dragon Lee. Next, Bron Breakker defeats Cedric Alexander in like quick fashion with a spear. So far, Braun has just been beating people really quickly, so it's hard to really give a good take on
and
him.
it's not a good look for him. Like, he's awesome. Like, I'm really excited for Bron Breakker to be on SmackDown, and they keep giving him like jobbers who don't even have entrances, and the matches are literally under 1 minute.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even come close to a minute, and it's not showing what his potential is.
I agree. He's just doing basic, quick matches.
I mean, like, even if they put him against like, like one of Gunther's guys, Da Vinci, put him up against like mid-card people so that we see how great he is.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. Nick Aldis talks to Tiffany Stratton backstage, and he tells her she'll fight Naomi, and the winner has a title match at Backlash against Bayley. Bayley shows up, and Tiffany tells Bayley to sit at ringside and watch her win. We then see Michelle McCool and Tori Wilson come out. Michelle announces the SmackDown draft picks, and those drafted to SmackDown are Randy Orton and Nia Jax. And for Raw has Bron Breakker and Liv Morgan. So Randy Orton was staying on SmackDown. Nia is moving from Raw to SmackDown. And Raw gets Bron Breakker, who's on SmackDown, and Raw keeps Liv Morgan. So Raw keeps one person and gets someone new. SmackDown keeps one person and gets someone new. So what do you think?
And Bron Breakker, he signed to SmackDown a few weeks ago, but he hasn't really. It's almost like he never really was part of it. Like, he's only had like 2 or 3 matches.
I'm excited to see Nia Jax on SmackDown. She's never really been a SmackDown wrestler, so that'll be good to see her fight those girls.
And I think it'll be good for Bron Breakker to Monday Night Raw too. I think they'll have more potential. We
see footage backstage where Solo Sikoa shows up with Tama Tonga, and then Kevin Owens attacks them both backstage, and then that leads to Bianca Belair coming out. Bianca says she wants Jade Cargill to be on SmackDown to help her stop Damage Control. That's when the women's tag team Kabuki Warriors come out, and then Jade Cargill comes out to stand beside Bianca, and they square off. They look at the Kabuki Warriors. Meanwhile, Kevin Owens and Tama Tonga fight down the ramp. Solo attacks Kevin Owens, and it looks like it's a 2-against-1 attack until Randy Orton comes out, makes the save, and we find out later in the night it's going to be Kevin Owens and Randy Orton versus the Bloodline at Backlash. So what do you think about this?
I think I'm excited to see Jade and Bianca. They're definitely.
Yeah, they're going to fight the women's titles at Backlash.
I think this is all the Bloodline. They're being really mean to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman's kind of scared and he's loyal to Roman. And I think Roman's gonna turn face when he comes back because everybody's gonna want him. And I think it's gonna be kind of like a bloodline versus bloodline.
Okay. I definitely see that happening. Roman's going to come back. We're all going to cheer for him, and he's going to try to stop Solo. But Paul Heyman did predict it. He did tell Solo that you're like the second in command. Like once Roman's gone, you're going to be the next one. So now Roman's gone. So
well, he's not really gone. I mean,
he called him the right hand man.
But Roman was never really around. Roman only shows up once, twice a month. So it's not like Roman's gone.
Well, in the storyline.
Yeah.
So next, the Dudley Boys come out to announce more members of the draft. SmackDown has LA Knight and, as you mentioned earlier, the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tama Tonga, and Paul Heyman. Whereas Raw gets Ricochet and Sheamus. And both of those guys are already on Raw. So these drafts stay the same for each member. I think it's already on SmackDown. Nothing big to discuss about these picks. They were just basic, random, everyone's staying where they're staying, I guess. Next, we got the number one contendership, Tiffany Stratton versus Naomi. The women's champion Bayley's on commentary. But during the match, the newest member of SmackDown, Nia Jax, shows up and attacks Bayley on the floor. Nia then tosses Naomi into the ring post and runs through Bayley after Tiffany lands a double prettiest moonsault ever to both Naomi and Bayley. So we find out that at Backlash will be a triple threat, Bayley defending against Naomi and Tiffany Stratton. What do you think about that match of Nia Jax making her presence felt against Bayley?
It was good. I think Bayley will hopefully retain the title. I don't want to see her lose already. But Nia Jax is definitely a big
block.
For Bayley. It's going to be a big problem. So we will see.
I like Tiffany Stratton though.
I do.
She's not going to win, but I do like her.
But she'll be a champion.
Yeah. We see the Final Testament attacking New Catch Republic backstage, leading to a tag match next week on SmackDown. Then Teddy Long and JBL come out to announce the final draft members. SmackDown gets AJ Styles and Andrade, whereas Raw gets the full Alpha Academy and NXT call up Kiana James. What do you think?
Again, everybody say the same except James.
Andrade was on Raw, but now he's on SmackDown, which will continue further the storyline with LWO because he teamed up with Ray at WrestleMania. So, nothing good, right?
Nothing great.
Where do you think Kiana James is? Do you think she's going to do good when she comes up?
And where is she going? Raw?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I don't think she's going to be.
She'll be like a Zoe Stark.
Yeah, I don't think she's going to rise like Tiffany Stratton, or I don't think she's going to be a champ anytime soon. But as I was telling you the other day, some exciting news. The Undertaker was talking on his podcast about them maybe having a Intercontinental Champion division for the Women's Championship.
That would be good.
That would definitely be
more people could get
titles. So maybe we'll see something like that.
Yep.
And I think the women's tag teams are going to be a lot bigger with Jade.
I know. Kabuki Warriors need to drop those titles now. Main event, WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes taking on Carmelo Hayes. This is a good main event. But Cody gets the win after a crossroads. After the match, AJ Styles comes out and faces off with Cody. What do you think for the ending? And
I don't know. I thought it was kind of dumb. It was like AJ Styles got in the ring like he was going to attack Cody and ended up facing Jesus.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was like, I didn't quite get that.
Yeah. Very interesting episode of SmackDown. Not a huge change coming your way, but the draft continues this week on Raw. Then we have SmackDown from France, and then next Saturday is Backlash. Well, this Saturday is Backlash, which I am excited about. So until next time, everybody stay safe and stay uncensored.